Welcome, everyone, to Holiday Cards Made Simple. My name is Elizabeth Larson. I am a promptings, personal and business transformation coach. I love promptings, and I want to talk to you today with my amazing co-host, Coach Don, about Holiday Cards Made Simple. And Coach Don, how do you want to start out?
Well, I'm going to tell people, of course, what this one is about. We're talking about building community groups and tribes using holiday cards.
Yeah. And this is huge because, in business, we always think about, making sales and all these other things, or even in our relationships. Yeah, we send cards, but how do we really build a tribe and a community utilizing cards? And I guess April's going to join us in here too. She's been part of our community for a long time, so this will be interesting.
April, you're on the wrong link. Would you go back into the normal link? Because I don't know how to get you out of here.
Either. I'm telling you, I don't know how. I just clicked on the link that's on my calendar. What do I do?
Go.
Now this is community.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Are y'all recording already?
We are recording already.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Here we go. Change role to attendee. And she still hasn't left yet. We're just learning how to use the webinar features here. All right, go back to where you were, Coach Elizabeth.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Well, and it's really great. It was actually perfect timing where April came in, because April's been part of our community. Coach John and I have built several communities. And April is part of our community. April is a dear friend of ours that we love dearly, not just in promptings, but in our communities. And so we have built community, but we do this by building relationship. And the way we build relationship is we show people what we call the BLTSs. They belong, they are loved, that they could trust us, and they feel safe. Well, how do you build that? You do that through a lot of different things. And one of them is by sending cards. And so when Coach Don and I were talking about doing this webinar to show you guys how to build community through this, we thought, well, why is sending a card important when you're building a tribe or building community? And the reason for that is it actually is different than what anybody else does. Now, let's be truthful with each other. Can we be truthful with each other? Is that okay? Is that all right? Okay. What do you get in the mail normally?
Junk.
Or bills. That's what the average person gets, right? The average person either gets junk, where they're like, really, I have to throw out more paper that I didn't want, or bills. So when you get that amazing little blue envelope, by the way, I'm in love with the blue. Okay. It just stands out. But when you get that little blue envelope.
Let's be clear. That's promptings teal.
Okay. Promptings teal. Sorry, guys. When you get that little envelope and you see that it's something different, and you open up that card, and that card has that heartfelt message to you, that message that you are important, that you are valued, that you have been thought about by somebody. There's nothing that compares to that. There's nothing. Everybody sends everything electronically now. I get tons of text messages. I get tons of emails. I get tons of electronic stuff. Everybody does it, but not everybody sends a card. Coach,
those electronic things, the problem with those is that they're fleeting. Okay, so you get that text message. It's a great text message, or it's a great Facebook post, or a messenger, or whatever your platform is, but it's here today, gone in 25 seconds.
Exactly.
That card you get in the mail, it's tangible. It's in your hand. You touch it, you caress it. You look at it over and over again, and guess where you put it? Where do you put that, Coach Elizabeth?
Well, for me, I actually have wire things on my wall where I clip it there, and that card stays up there. I also have cards that sit on my desk right there in front of me, especially cards of encouragement. My goodness. I mean, people know I'm going after my dreams and stuff, and they send me cards of encouragement. And how much do those mean to me? They're huge. They're huge to me. So, Coach Don, let's think about this for a second. You and I had a great conversation about holiday cards, and the standard holiday card. I told you about the cards I've been getting, right? And they're nice. Don't get me wrong, they're nice cards, but I get a card and it's a picture of their family and it's talking about, oh, we built this and we bought this and we did this and we did that. And I'm kind of like, okay, that's great. I'm happy. But what kind of card could be different when building a community, Coach Don?
Well, you're right. That card is all about them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm sorry, folks, if you sent me a Christmas card that's like that, it's probably gone into the trash after the season. There's one exception that I can think of, and that is my friend Eric, who is now up to 14 children. And I keep the card every year just so that I can watch the progression from year to year as they add to their family. But when that card is all about them, there's really no incentive for me to keep the card. But you make that card about me, and you put your heart in there about what I mean to you, I'm going to keep that card.
Let's do this. Why don't we show them the difference? Because we've all gotten those cards from people where it's like, it's all about their family and stuff, which is nice. I mean, it's nice to know about stuff, but unless that's your immediate family, it's not as touching as what could be. Coach Sean, why don't you show us an example of what a card could be?
So before I do that, I'm just going to say that sending holiday cards is just one part of your process for building tribes, communities, and groups.
Right.
Because if you're going to rely on that holiday card as the single card that's going to build a tribe, no, that is not the way you're going to do that. So let me give an example of the networking group that I'm a part of. So I lead a local networking group here in my city. Not only that, I am part of a larger organization with that networking group, and I sit on the board of directors for it. So I am visible in a number of chapters, and I use cards to build my local group as well as to build the larger group as well. And so what that looks like for me, and I just wrote down just 7 different things here. When somebody comes and visits the chapter, I'm going to send them a nice to meet you card. And that card is not coming from me directly. I am putting the branding for the organization on the back side of the card. Even if I'm the one paying for that card, I am trying to build the relationship between the organization and this person and myself and this person as well. I send them a welcome card when they join the group. I send them a birthday card. That's a holiday card in and of itself. That's the most important holiday to most people. If I find out that they are going through an issue or maybe a health issue, I'm going to send them an encouragement card. I'm going to send them a get well card. I'm going to celebrate the times that they have had a win in their life, that they've reached a milestone. And yes, I'm going to send the holiday card. And that holiday card, this is a perfect time, if you have not been doing this, to build your tribe. And that tribe, mind you, can be anything that you want it to be. If you are trying to build your tribe, this is the time to do it, because nobody looks at a card and says, why are they sending me a card? This is a time when they expect cards.
And the thing I love about what you just said, let me just put this in there because this is huge. What you just said, I don't know if everybody caught this, but this is, sometimes we think, how do we start this process? How do we start all of this? How does it not seem weird or anything like that? What you just said was the key right there. This is the perfect time to start this process. And after you send this card, think about the next set of holidays that you want to use to communicate with them. Maybe you send the Easter card. Maybe Coach Don does an amazing New Year's card. So if you don't want to do the Christmas card, the standard, you can do the New Year's card as well. But think about 4 or 5 touch points throughout the year that you want to utilize, because this is the perfect time right here to start. So sorry, Coach Don, I had to put that in there because you just nailed that right on the head.
Oh, that was very good. And you've made a very good point. There are a number of holidays throughout the year that you can send cards. So we are typically thinking of this as the holiday season from kind of Thanksgiving through New Year's. Lots of different holidays in there. There are holidays throughout the year, including the birthdays, as I mentioned earlier. So any of those is a great time to start your process. I'm going to share a Christmas card that we have built for our community. And this is, one of the Christmas cards from our catalog. I love this card.
Coach Don, all we see is a copy of you and me. So now we see me twice and you twice. I don't think people want to see us that much.
I thought I'd chosen the right screen. Let me do this again. So I'm just learning how to use Zoom, apparently. So glad I didn't choose anything else. All right. You are now seeing my holiday card here. This Christmas card. As I was telling Coach Elizabeth as we started this, I'm thinking I see this Christmas and immediately start singing the song, This Christmas. This is not going to be a singing show, however. This is a card from our catalog. I love this card because I love the bright red. I love the cardinal on there, typical symbol of Christmas. This is a flat card. We have, of course, a number of different types of cards that you can build. And what's really popular for Christmas time is actually using the flat card. So you got the front and the back. This is pre-built for you on the front, and then you can do whatever you want on the back side. So as I look at the back side here, I completely built this on my own. It's real simple. Just take a picture and then overlay that with some text, and I can bring that into send out cards with the great ability to personalize each of these cards with their name on there. So this is what we call a system card. This is a card that's going to be the same for every person as they get the card. The nice thing is, if I do want to, I can go back into the card history before it's sent and adjust each card individually if there's a special message that I want to put in for them. So just so that you have the ability to go back in before it's sent and edit the card. You just need to make sure that as we get closer to Christmas and we're doing more printing runs throughout the day, you may not have a lot of time to do that. Throughout the year, it's normally by midnight. Elizabeth, would you speak to the message on this card? Because you were really instrumental in creating this message.
Yeah, absolutely. So Coach Don and I build a community, a training and a teaching platform community together, and our promptings business. So we're teammates here. We're also building this amazing community. And so for us, we want to make sure that our community members all know how much we love them, how valuable they are to us. And so in writing this, it wasn't just the standard, we're wishing you a Merry Christmas, we love you kind of thing. We wanted to make sure that they knew not only were we grateful for them, but how important their voice is in the community. Because for us, our community is all about all of us growing together and all of us doing things together. It's not just Coach Don and I teaching over on this side and everybody just listening, because we really truly believe in the value of people. We believe that people, they're bringing something to the table as well. They're bringing their opinions and the things that they've learned in life and everything else, and sharing that right along with us. So for us, we wanted to write something that was not only just telling them that they're grateful, but how important and needed they are in what they do with us. So we said, we put dear first name, and then we do the first name thing. For any of you who don't know that, that's a little thing that you can do in the back of your system where all of the people's first names will automatically populate in there as the system card goes out. And so we just said, we're grateful that you have chosen to grow with us, and you have brought such valuable insight into our community for all of us to learn together. I'm on a small screen. Sorry, I'm traveling. I'm not used to my 35-inch screen. As you celebrate this season, know that we celebrate with you and that you are loved and supported on your journey. And so for us, as coaches in this community, it is really super important for us to really get across to somebody, not only are we grateful for them, but how valuable they are, and what they bring it brings such value. Does that make sense, Coach Don?
Made a lot of sense. The one thing that we want to make sure, and I was talking about Coach Elizabeth was talking about this in our training this morning, about how when you build relationships, the best way to do that is to always have forefront in your mind, how can you make this person, these people, feel seen, feel heard, feel important? And so when you create a card like this, there was one we in there, and there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instances of the word you. We're making the card about them. Your branding, if you do a 2-panel card, go ahead and put your branding on the back if you choose to do so, but never, ever, ever make the inside of the card about you. No matter what type of card you're doing, if that's a holiday card or not, make the inside of the card about them, and they will save that card forever, and they will think of you time and time again as they look at it.
Exactly. And then, and the thing I love about flat cards, I love 2-panel cards. They stand up, but those flat cards, they're so neat to put on those wire clip things where you could just see them all the time. They're right there. I just love flat panel cards. And here's the other thing about the flat panel cards. Even if you're doing them individually, they're super fast to make. It's easy. It's simple. It's just boom, boom, boom. And you may think, well, it's just too simple. It doesn't mean as much. It absolutely means as much to that other person. Because again, remember, during the holidays, one thing I want you guys to remember, not everybody has family. Not everybody has somewhere to go. Not everybody has all of that. So when we make the inside of the card about us and how great we're doing and everything else, that could be exactly the thing that they don't need. What they need is to know that they're heard, they're valued, they're loved, they're important. And during this time of year, that we're grateful for them.
Yeah, very good. Very good. This is different than our community. I love the time that we can actually take questions with people, but we can't do that here. So if you have questions about using cards during the holidays, what plan is right for you, how you can do this and build your tribe, or even just how you can do this and make your family and friends feel valuable, we want you to get back with the person that sent you to this webinar. Ask them those questions. And I just want you to know, we too celebrate with you this season. And we want you to know that no matter where you are in your journey, we celebrate you as well.
That's it right there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And really just know how valuable and how loved you are by this community, the Promptings community. And we're excited that you're here with us. And if there's anything all of us can do, we're always here for each other. So see you on the calls, and I love you dearly. Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas, all.